So if the government keeps spending money that they don't have, which looks like it's going to continue happening, and they have to continue refinancing their debt, they're going to continue needing more lenders. They're going to continue needing more buyers of this debt. And if there's not the same demand as before, that's where the Federal Reserve Bank has to step up. They have to print the money and then lend it to the United States government. The problem with that money printing is, of course, money printing comes with more inflation. Because you can't print more wealth, you can print more dollars though. And as you print more dollars, the value of each dollar starts to go down, causing the prices of things to go up. Now couple that with the higher oil prices, couple that with already the high inflation that we're seeing today in 2026, and you can start to see the problem. But there's one more part to this that you want to pay attention to. Do you want to know what the fastest growing expense for the United States government is? It's not our military, it's not Medicare or Medicaid, and it's not Social Security. It's interest payments on all of our debt. Why are interest payments? Well, two reasons. Number one, the government keeps spending trillions of dollars that we don't have, so we keep increasing how much debt we have to have. But also number two, because as we refinance this debt, as our debt comes due, this debt is now being readjusted at these lower interest rates to now some of the highest Treasury rates that we have seen in about 2 decades. Now let me explain why that matters, because right now at the time of recording this video, already every time you give $1 to the United States government in taxes, 20% of that, about 20 cents of that dollar is going just to pay interest on the previous debt. It's not going to pay for your health insurance, it's not going to pay for any infrastructure, it's not going to actually provide value for you, it's just going to pay off the previous debt. As interest costs start to go up even more, that puts more financial strain on the United States government, that more and more of our tax dollars have to be used not to actually provide value to its citizens, but to be used to pay back the previous debt plus interest. That's the problem that the government is facing. We keep spending money that we don't have, and now we also have higher debt costs, and as our debt costs also go up, now the government gets into a tougher situation. Are we going to raise taxes? Which it doesn't look like we're going to do, because President Trump just signed the biggest tax cut bill that we've seen in the last 100 years. Are we going to cut spending? Well, people don't like the idea of cutting spending on Social Security or cutting spending on Medicare or cutting spending on our military. So if we're not going to cut spending and we're not going to raise taxes, what's the alternative? Well, we can print that money, but now we have an inflation problem. And this is where a lot of people don't understand how this inflation works, but the inflation makes the average person poorer while the investor becomes richer. That's why you have to understand how this system works, because this is happening right now. And most people don't know the implications of these higher interest rates, but these higher interest rates have a direct impact on our economy. They have a direct impact on the stock market, but they also have a direct impact on your paycheck, because it changes the value of your paycheck. As inflation happens, your paycheck buys you less stuff. Your savings buy you less stuff. And that's why it's so important for you to understand this, because most people don't start paying attention until after the fact, after they start feeling the impacts of this on their wallet, after they start seeing the impact of this on the stock market, after they start seeing the impact in the job market and the economy. Well, this is where I want you to get a little bit more proactive and understand that, hey, there are changes happening. I'm not saying be worried about a recession or a market crash. Those things are always on the horizon. It doesn't matter when we're talking, they're always on the horizon. I want you to understand that the way you become wealthy in the system is by becoming an investor, but it's just become exponentially more important. Why? Because all of this is going to lead to more printing. More printing means more inflation. More inflation means an investor becomes wealthier, the average person becomes poorer. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to see a market downturn. It doesn't mean we're not going to see a market crash. Those things are very possible. But they create even better and bigger buying opportunities to invest your money, but you have to be in a position to invest your money. This is what you have to understand. We're going to see a bigger divide between the rich and the poor. Because as you print more money, inflation means that the average person's paycheck now buys less stuff and the prices of things go up. Now you might say, well, Jaspreet, don't people's paychecks go up with inflation? Yes, they do. But what we've seen, not just over the last 5 years, but over the last 50 years, is that paychecks haven't gone up fast enough to keep up with the prices of things. So, if you want to win in this system, it has just become exponentially more important for you to become an investor. Why? Because the government debt is going to get even more expensive. And unless we see a drastic change in interest rates tomorrow, which, sure, is it possible? Anything is possible. But based off of what we know today at the time we're recording this video, As this debt starts to mature and it readjusts, government expenses are going to go up. As government expenses go up, they're going to need more money to continue spending all of the things that they want to spend money on. And if they don't have the money to do that, that means more printing is going to happen. As more printing happens, that leads to more inflation in the economy. That's what you want to understand, because that inflation makes some people richer, but it makes everybody else poorer. Again, that's why I'm hosting my workshop on June 16th. It's live at noon. If you haven't registered, please do so, because we have a limited number of people that can actually join me live. But I want to show you our research as to how you can actually capitalize on these changes that are happening. So what we talked about in this video is that we're seeing changes happen in the United States government in a way that we haven't seen in about 2 decades. What do I mean? Treasury yields have hit the highest levels that we have seen in about 2 decades. 2007, right before the great financial crisis. And the reason why that is so important for you to understand right now is because what happened during the pandemic. During the pandemic era, 2020, 2021, interest rates were at their lowest rates in the history of time. At the same time, the government was borrowing more money than ever before. Why was the government borrowing so much money? Because they were spending so much money into the economy. They were spending stimulus checks, unemployment checks, PPP loans, bailouts, grants. I mean, the government was just throwing money left and right. And when the government was going out and borrowing this money, they had to make a decision. What type of loans were they going to do? Were they going to lock in these loans at a 30-year rate at about 2%? Or are they going to lock in the loans at a 10-year rate at around 1.5%? Or would they lock in the rate for just a few years at around 1%? Well, what we saw happen was that the government got a little greedy in 2020 and 2021, and they said, you know what, interest rates are probably going to fall back down by 2026. So how about we save more money today because we're borrowing so much money, and we just do these short-term loans. So we saw a huge surge in short-term loans for the United States government, which is not a normal thing for the government to do. Normally, they do these long-term loans, but during the pandemic, we decided to change our economic policy and we shifted to these short-term loans. Well, here we are today in 2026, and now these short-term loans are coming due. More specifically, about $9.7 trillion worth of these loans are coming due, and they're going to readjust at a higher interest rate. But not just a higher interest rate, it's some of the highest interest rates that we have seen in about 2 decades. Why does that matter? Because the government has one source of revenue, tax dollars from taxpayers, and already as of today, before this readjustment happened in 2026, the fastest growing expense for the government is interest. 20 cents of every dollar that you pay in taxes is going directly in interest payments. Well, now, as the government is going to have to pay more in interest payments, not just because they're borrowing more dollars, but also because the cost of borrowing is going up, that means that it's very likely that more of your tax dollars are going to be used just in interest payments, not to actually provide you a service. And this is where the government has an option. If now more of our dollars are being used to fund the interest payments, are we going to raise taxes or are we going to cut expenses? Well, it doesn't look like the government's going to raise taxes because we just passed the biggest tax cut bill in the history of time. And it doesn't look like we're going to cut expenses because nobody wants to see Social Security cut or Medicare cut or military expenses cut, which means that the government's going to have to go out and borrow this money. Well, normally that would be fine, except the normal lenders to the government are not there the way they were before. China has turned to a net seller of United States debt. Japan doesn't have the ability to borrow as much debt from the United States government. Regular people are saying, you know what, I don't want to lend as much money to the United States government because I'm concerned about inflation. And we're seeing more and more entities turn to gold rather than United States treasuries. This is where the government is turning to alternative sources. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.